And when we come into agreement with that, then our mind is added to it in a consciousness, which is a global awakened consciousness to love. And that is what God is wanting, a global awakening of consciousness to the reality of love, which will then be the desire for the restoration of all things. So it is a constant desire within the heart and mind of God and the thoughts of God, because his thoughts are always good. How vast are the sum of his thoughts about us? And he wants us to discover the amazing thoughts about us, which will bring a revelation of identity, sonship, and government to bring about the restoration of all things, because we'll love people and love creation the way he loves it. And that is what I feel is going on right now. There's a revealing of a precepts of God, which is creator for creation. And he wants his sons to come into the knowledge of that reality, so that when we become creators, we will be able to operate in the same heart and the same mind towards that which we create. And I fully believe that God is trying to teach us to operate out of that mindset and that way of thinking and that heart of love, compassion, the oracles of his heart. And the oracles of his heart, his passion for creation, all of it, his intense joy. See, God doesn't look at creation and see what it isn't. God looks at creation, including all of us, and sees what he intended. That's why he can still be full of joy when he looks at the world and sees, what does he see? A whole load of people that he's already forgiven and saved and made righteous, operating in the deception of the darkness of their own alienated minds. Well, of course, he wants to bring the light, to bring revelation of truth. Then they will be added to the mind that thinks in a restoration way. And I had many encounters with creation to bring about my desire for its restoration, for its freedom, because I feel it. I sense the groan, the longing, the waiting for us to be revealed in our sonship to bring about its freedom into our glory. Because God gave us creation to rule and govern as sons. And therefore creation will be set free from its bondage to corruption into the freedom of the glory of the children of God. So only our glory will bring about creation's freedom, which is why we need to radiate and shine with light, which means having that mind which is in agreement with God, which is true repentance, agreeing with God about ourselves, agreeing with God about creation, agreeing with God about everybody else. So there is one mind choosing one reality, which is why we can't be double-minded. Choosing a reality requires to choose one thing. And when it comes to the mind of Christ, it's choosing that which is aligned to love, unconditional love towards all that Jesus created. And hopefully towards all that we may have created. Which is why I believe God is trying to teach us not to condemn, but to love.